What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we got another 2021 BMW M2 competition video. Today I'm going to try to answer a couple questions I've gotten multiple times from Instagram, and that's basically like, how practical is this thing to use if you have stuff to actually put in the back seat, like people or kids or babies or stuff. So today, quickly, we're gonna talk about the M2, the back seats. I'm gonna try to install that car seat right there. And then if you're interested in other M3 content, stick around. I'll give you an update on why the M3 is on the lift and currently disassembled. All right, before we get too far into this, I think I should preface this with, most of you know, but I do have a Toyota Tundra crew cab for my more practical daily fit the family in sort of vehicle. And we also have the Forester XT for kind of around town family stuff. So I'm gonna preface it with that because this is not my only vehicle that I need to drive kids around in. My perspective may be slightly more optimistic than yours if this is your only vehicle. I think for sure, just looking at the back seats, I haven't tried the car seat in it yet or not. It would be tough to fit kids in and out full time all the time if you are daily taking kids to and from daycare, school, trying to fit people in all together. That being said, my use case for this is not daily driving, but I do like the ability to drive my kids to school, pick them up from school. You guys, if you have kids, you know how it goes. You take your fun car to work, it doesn't have any car seats in it, then you get the call midday from your wife or the school that you need to pick up the kids on the way home, which turns out you have to drive home to get your other car and then back to get the kids. So it's nice in a pinch to be able to throw them in there. Plus, a big bonus to me is if you're trying to raise little car kids, like people who grow up and like cars like you do, you actually have to let them ride in the cars that are fun. I found that out. Obviously the STI, my kids are a lot more pumped about than the M3. They like the M3, but they've never once ridden in it because it has a cage and no backseat. So yeah, just a little caveat before we actually talk about how things fit in the rear. If this is your only car, you'll have a little bit different perspective than I do. All right, so in most cases, I have a car seat behind the passenger seat because I'm super tall. Most of you have probably mentioned I'm a 6'4 3/4", almost 6'5", so it doesn't leave a ton of room behind the driver's seat. I'm going to show you how much room we have. This seat in current position is kind of OCD-ish in the same place that the driver's seat is. But here's how the seat works. There's a handle right on the back of this. You pull the handle. It only slides the top half forward, right? It's kind of annoying if you got to do this a lot. This button actually moves the seat forward. You can see it's not the speediest operation. So you're trying to get kids in and out constantly. You got to do that, right? Now you got a decent little walkway to get in here. My kids wouldn't have any problem kind of stepping up and in. But here, let me show you. This is the current position of the driver's seat. It's not completely all the way back, surprisingly, but this is my fist, so touching either side. There's about 3 to 4 inches of leg room. My kid has skinny legs, so I'm sure he could put them down on the floor, but he's not going to be super pumped because there's not a whole lot of room there. My older one easily would fit on that side with the booster seat, and I'd probably have to slide my seat up a tiny bit and just tell him to stop kicking his legs. But this side is where we're going to try to fit the actual car seat. First off, let me try to fit my 6'5" body here in the back seat, and we can talk about actual full-size human passengers. All right, here's me trying to get in. All right, if I'm being honest, there was actually more room than I was expecting between this wall here. Maybe I'm a little bit more agile or nimble than your average person. I don't know, but I'm big, right? So I fit in and out of that hole pretty easily. I haven't moved the seat back, but my head for sure, if I try to sit up straight, touches. I could suffer back here to maybe go to lunch or something with somebody. But again, remember, I'm almost 6'5" and you know, full-size human. My head is definitely touching. This is me trying to sit up straight. So got the head tilt. Let's see how realistic I can get that seat compared to this. Let's see, put this back. So in current form, that seat is all the way forward, and I don't remember exactly what recline we're at, but I'm gonna move it back until it touches. Yep, so if I went a little wider, I could maybe suffer. That seat looks super tilted back. I don't know if my wife kind of put it in that weird spot, but that seat could probably be adjusted to fit me a little bit better. But I'm back here. I'm not the most uncomfortable I've ever been in a car, but it is very small back here. My knees currently are kind of straddling the seats, and that seat, you can kind of see it in relation to mine, is up a little bit. Like I said, maybe this back could be straightened up a little bit and give me a little bit more room, but I'm not road tripping. But in all honesty, like, I probably could survive back here. Okay, I adjusted the seat so it's about where the driver's seat would be for me to fit in here, and it is definitely uncomfortable. This leg is like jammed, right? This one I got a little bit of play, but I would not be comfortable. I wouldn't want to do this if I absolutely had to. Like, this was my only option to get home, and my friend had an M2 and they had some 7-foot guy in front of me. I could struggle through it, but this leg would be extremely uncomfortable by the time I got home. So yeah, this is a full-size human in the back of this car. If you're shorter than me, easily you could fit somebody behind you roughly your size. If you're my height, it's gonna be tight to get two massive people in the car, front and back, like this. All right, here's the seat we're working with. It is a Recaro. I've had it a few years. It was in the STI. It matched well because it had the little, you know, red and gray and black and stuff. I really liked it for that. It's big though. The seat is not a small seat. It's pretty thick and sits up pretty high, so we'll see how it fits. I would not claim this as a slim seat. Definitely get smaller ones that'll fit. But let's realistically put this in the car. I'll set the seat kind of where my kid would need it for some leg room, and then I'll see if I can fit in front of it. All right, step one is, can I even get it back there? Let's see, without scratching too much crap up. I've done that a time or two with other cars, if you can believe it. All right. So the car does have that little latch system that we can fit our little latches through. In current form, I don't know if I'm gonna strap it in because I don't know where my seat protector is. I need to find that, but I'll basically get it to where it should need to sit. It actually sits, actually I probably would need, sorry it's super dark in here, might need a pool noodle under the back to get it to kind of sit flat. It sits pretty flush if we could get a pool noodle in there. So realistically, this is in position. Headroom wise, not a ton, but obviously the head should be fitting through these little wing things anyway. That thing goes up and down. Let's put the seat back and see how this thing goes. Seat is back. Let me check on the space. He could survive with that. Let me see realistically where I would be sitting here in the front. I mean, I would be driving, but okay, so in current form, this knee is maybe a centimeter off the dash, and I'm actually leaned back a little bit, probably too far. So the seat's all the way down. I could sit here as a 6'5" human and be okay. Again, this is not a road trip situation. This is a, you know, pick up the kids and get home sort of situation. So yeah, I think realistically, my kid could sit back there, he'd be okay. I could have my wife, who is obviously not 6'5", sit over here next to me. And then the other thing would have to be, I think my 7-year-old sitting here. He's a tall 7-year-old. He's slender, but I think him sitting there, I'd probably have to move my seat up a tiny bit to let him just kind of survive the drive home. Here's another look at how much leg room I left him. I don't know if it's easy or hard to tell, but it's probably 6+ inches there. And yeah, got the little, you know, you won't stunt on the other dads. Got the little Recaro logo hanging out the side, just so they know, you know, you got a race baby in the back seat too. Honestly, pleasantly surprised. It fits better than it did in the BRZ. I think there's more room in the back seat than the BRZ. The BRZ, I should have done a video on it, but like I was super cramped. So I think it's doable. Is it a long-term solution? Or I mean, a long road trip solution? No. But if you just need to, like, you know, you're the dad who takes the kid to school in the morning and you got to pick them up in the afternoon, for sure you could work that out. You got a couple friends that aren't, you know, playing in the NBA. You could shove them in the back seat if you had to. And yeah, overall, I'm actually relatively surprised. I expected this to go much worse than it did. All right, because I know there's tall people out there that are probably curious too how I fit in here. Plenty of room, basically. Got room between the steering wheel. The steering wheel's not all the way up. And then my head, like I can fit my fist between my head and the ceiling. I think I could easily wear a helmet in here. I didn't get the sunroof, so that saved me a little space. And then my seat is not actually all the way back. So I got another inch or so to go back if needed. I just feel like I was a little bit too far away from the pedals when I did that, which is rare, especially in a small car like this. So anyway, that's the end of the updates for M2 size comparisons and stuff. If you want to hang on, I'll show you a quick update of the M3 and what we got going on. Just to finish off the practicality thing, here's a shot of the trunk. It's relatively good considering how small the car is. This is a set of floor mats, so you can kind of see roughly how big it is. And this is a sun protector. I bought a front plate mount from a guy, and he threw those in with it. So yeah, little bungee thing. But yeah, pretty good. You could easily fit 2 suitcases in here if you and your wife or whatever were going on like a weekend trip or going to the airport or whatever. You could easily fit 2 suitcases in there. All right, so let me give you a quick update on the M3, and then we can end the video. All right, so the M3 is on the lift. The exhaust sway bar, anti-sway bar, whatever, is off. And this side is completely disassembled. Basically, what I was doing was I was gonna replace the axles with some units I got off of Facebook Marketplace. The one-time Facebook Marketplace has had a deal that I could actually be into. These are the original axles out of the car. These are a set I got from a dude, and I got this subframe with it at the same time. These have already, the outers have been rebuilt recently. These two on my original were just dumping grease everywhere. So I'm gonna run these while I buy some parts and rebuild these and just have them as spares. Picked this up just because it was part of the deal, and it's pretty clean. I may use this as a donor for replacing all the bushings and stuff, but that's gonna be a winter project. All right, so I took the axles out. You can see that there's a hole through the wheel. That's where the axle goes, connects up here. Sway bar is out, exhaust is out. And I had, on the last track day, I had some vibrations, just like kind of mild, but on this left rear wheel. And I wasn't sure if it was wheel bearing or there's like a crap load of bushings in here. I don't know if you're familiar with the E36 suspension, but there's a trailing arm here. This hub is connected to the trailing arm and a little trailing arm pocket up there. And then there's the spring bucket slash upper control arm, and then the lower control arm goes up through there. So there's like bushings all over the place, 2 in there, 2 on the outside, 1 up in here, plus the wheel bearing. There's a lot going on, right? So it turned out that it's actually the wheel bearing. You can see I have
the rotor removed, the, what do you call it? The e-brake, the hub, all that has been taken off. And now I'm waiting on a tool from Amazon to press this wheel bearing out. You can see that the wheel bearing kind of disintegrated when I got the hub out. I think that's pretty common that that race stays connected to the hub. So, needs a new wheel bearing. At the same time, I bought a bunch of bushings and stuff. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do them now. It's basically where the upper control arm connects, lower control arm connects, and then on the top in there. I might wait for this winter when I actually drop the diff and do the diff bushings and all that fun stuff. I do have another track day, so I'm trying to get this together before winter strikes and we can get to the track day. So nothing major. It's kind of annoying because it's a, you know, you just gotta buy parts and wait on stuff, and I needed like tools to push it out and do all that fun stuff. But I did the front end of the M3 like 2 years ago, I think, a year and a half ago. All new control arms, all new bushings. I took the subframe out, reinforced it, did all that stuff. And I knew eventually I was gonna do the rear and do all the same things, but it's just like about deciding, do I take it all apart now while it's partially apart, or do I take it apart kind of twice because I have to take the axles out again when I drop the subframe and stuff. So I think what I've determined is I'm just gonna fix the hub and then kind of wait and prepare this subframe. And you know, just I got some bushings from my buddy Justin over at Race German. Got the rev shift diff bushings, and yeah, you know, just gotta kind of prioritize time and future events and things like that. But I think that's what I'm gonna do, just fix that one issue. I'm prepping for everything else, getting all the parts to do the rear end, and then this winter I'll pull the subframe and do the complete rear end. So yeah, M3's okay otherwise, driving good, just that little bit of vibration, want to take care of it. I don't like any weirdness on track, I don't like vibrations. I don't want to be thinking about, is that going to break while I'm driving, you know, 100 miles an hour or more. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. More M3, M2 content coming. And I promise, I know I keep talking about it, I do need to do the spark plugs and stuff. I got them right here. Spark plugs and stuff on the 60,000 mile service for the Forester. So I know you Forester people are still out there. You send me messages here and there on Instagram as well. I haven't forgot about you. Anyway, quick little update. Hope you learned some stuff about dadding in the M2. And yeah, hit me with whatever questions you have. I will try to answer them here or on Instagram. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Somebody's probably waking up from nap or whatever, and I got to go take care of that. So see you later. Bye.